Okay, guys. Let us expand on the Osu Dan thing. Alright? Chat, yesterday we were talking about... yesterday, Milk Teaism came in my chat. I forgot what we were talking about. No, we were talking about the round table at Level Up Expo and how we hosted a booth there for Osu Standard players, and we had Osu Laser and Osu Standard, or Osu Stable, on the PCs. And we were impressed because there were a bunch of Mania players who actually showed up to the booth. A lot of Mania players. And so I was talking with the team, and they were like, dude, Osu Mania, there's actually like a ton of people who not only play Mania, right, as like the second largest player base for Osu, but also it allows easy conversion from other games into Osu's ecosystem, right? So, with that being said, Milk Teaism came in and was like, yo, dude, this Osu Standard needs its own Dan system. And from what I understand, this Dan system is this like exam type like benchmarking process where you play a set amount of maps that challenges a set amount of skills, and like if you can clear it with a certain accuracy, then it basically authenticates you of a certain skill level. It's pretty interesting, right? However, I wanted to know the more in-depth details, the juice. All right, how does this all operate? Who selects the maps? Who actually sets the difficulty rating of it? What are the different difficulties in a Dan system, etc, etc, etc? So during yesterday's stream, we actually talked with the #1 Osu Mania player, Dresser. All right, we also talked to some really awesome individual who manages like the Dan system for Osu, and so yeah, we're basically going to be checking out this document that they compiled for me in the past like day or so, which is the Osu Dan thingy. So the people that are in this group that are helping me understand the Osu Mania community and this whole Dan system are Dresssurf, all right, Jinjin, Silicosis, Transcendence, and Tricky Rainbow. At least that's their what's it called? Their Discord usernames. Very cool, right? Thank you guys for preparing this document. It is 14 pages long. Fuck. Okay, let's get started. So you're probably wondering, Silicosis, what the fuck are these Dans? Don't worry, BTMC and chat. We will explain these Dans to you. Click the contents to go to each section. What the fuck? Oh shit, they got bookmarks. Nah, we'll probably read through everything. Alright, #1, what is a Dan? How does this work? Can you explain the difficulty range? #2, the Dan mapping process. How are maps considered into a Dan? Are they custom mapped or picked out? If they're picked out, what specifically about them, aside from patterning? Is there an algorithm to determine the maps included, or do they use specific tests? #3, what drives the community to give a shit about these Dans? The flawed star rating system, unrankable maps due to guidelines, and a way to gauge difficulty. #4, what makes these Dans so interesting? Personal achievement, Dan courses in other rhythm games, and history. #5, why should this be implemented for Osu Standard? Estimation of a player's skill. #6, where can I get these Dan courses? And #7, credits. Alright, dope. Let's get started. What is a Dan and how does this work? A Dan course is a marathon course consisting of usually 4 maps back to back. After each map, there's a 5 to 10 second break to prepare for the next song. On the left, there's the 4-key DD Mythical Dan Reform, the second pack Extra through Delta, and on the right is the 7-key regular Dan Phase 3 Azimuth Dan. So, let me give you guys a scale of where I'm at right now. This all are just words, okay? The left, I understand that that's this image. The right, that's this image. DD Mythical, that's just text on a screen. I don't know what that means. Dan, I'm assuming that's referring to the system. Reform, that's just a word that exists. Second pack Extra through Delta, what the fuck is second pack? Extra through Delta sounds like a difficulty system. Alright, so that's where we are right now. If I can understand what DD Mythical and Reform and Extra through Delta is by the end of this document, that's a dub. Alright, here we go. Each song represents a different skill set, normally going in this order. The first map is a chord jack, a continuous notes on a column, or continuous notes on the column. The second map are technical, awkward and unorthodox mapping. The third map is speed, raw stream speed. And the fourth map is stamina, a non-stop barrage of stamina draining patterns. There are also Dan courses that specifically target only one skill, such as Underjoy's 4K LN Dan courses V2, which has all 4 maps as sub-skill sets of LN, or long notes. Okay, so LN is a type of difficulty, kind of like how, say, there would be a Dan of streams, but all 4 maps would be different subsets of stream skill sets, like space streams, jump streams, accelerating streams, and what's called wiggles. I don't know. What? LN equals sliders? I mean, yeah, okay, but like, I'm assuming this is referring to like using sliders in a way that is difficult, right? Anyways, let's continue. However, there's a new, more modern Mania Dan system, Transcendence's Celestial Dan project, which will be implemented that removes the back-to-back system, which changes the way they function, as it is now a map pack that has all mapping styles. Okay, I don't know what a back-to-back system is. I'm assuming this is just the name of it. A map pack that has all mapping styles. So basically, this project that he's working on is just a giant list of maps that will encompasses all styles of mapping for Osumania in challenging difficulty systems that a player can progressively work their way up through, all under one single roof. Is that okay? Anyways, official release in July. Transcendence's Celestial Dan project. To clear the DD Mythical Dan Reform or Jinjin 7K Dan courses, you need to fulfill 3 requirements. You cannot use the mods No Fill, Halftime, Easy, and I don't know what RD is. You must get an accuracy of 96% and above. You aren't allowed to pause throughout the entire Dan. The Underjoy LN Dan courses have you fulfill the following 3 requirements. You cannot use the same mods. You must get an accuracy of 97% and above on score V2, and you aren't allowed to pause throughout the entire Dan. Back-to-back means maps in a row. Oh, so under this system, you don't have to play the maps back-to-back. Okay. RD is random. It randomizes the column. What the fuck? That's a mod? That sounds like ass. Okay, anyways. The Transcendence's Celestial Dan project, on the other hand, has 2 types of clears. Easy clear and hard clear. You're not allowed to use those mods again. Easy clears do not require you to complete all maps and have an accuracy of 97%. Hard clears require you complete all maps and have an accuracy of 97%. You aren't allowed to pause throughout the map. If your play fulfills all of these requirements, you have cleared the Dan. Can you explain the difficulty range? If you need a bit more explanation about this, I can help a little bit. Also, clarification, accuracy of 97% is an average of 97%. So that's 97% across all 4 maps, if I'm understanding that correctly. In DD Mythical's 4K Dan Reform, the Dans go in this order. Intro, first Dan. Intro, second Dan. Intro, third Dan. For people who have never had the experience with vertical scrolling rhythm games, the first Dan through 10th Dan. For people at an intermediate level to advanced level, extra through alpha, extra alpha, extra beta, extra gamma, extra delta, and extra epsilon. For experienced players to the best of the best. Oh no, these are for people who have never played VSRGs. For people who are at the intermediate to advanced level, that would be the 1st through 10th Dan. And for experienced players, it would be Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon. In that order. So, intro difficulties have 1, 2, and 3 for people who are new to VSRGs. If you can get through all 3 of those, then you're considered a intermediate level. So, then if you can get through the 1st through 10th Dans, that means you are at least a pretty advanced level players, and you can start moving on to being considered a experienced player. So as an experienced player, there's these difficulties, which is Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon. And if you can get through all of this, then you're just the best. Why is he restating what it says? Because my brain has some sort of damage where reading is separate from understanding. I can read something, but I will not understand it. Those are 2 different parts. Okay, I'm just gonna show the group chat since silicosis is just popping off. Anyways, hopefully I'm not leaking anything. We'll have there we go. Okay, all right. In Underjoy. Oh shit. Wait, there's the Discord. Okay. UJ means Underjoy. The name of the person who created the Ellen Dan. Hi, chat. Chat, I would like to say I am not ET. Anyways, continuing. For more added context, there's like around 20 people who've cleared Epsilon and around 400 for Delta. There's 20 people who have cleared Epsilons? Or is that 20 people who have ever completed a single Epsilon Dan? That's fucking crazy. So that means out of all the Dans that exist that are a Epsilon level difficulty, there are only around 20 people who have cleared any of those maps. Holy fuck. That's kind of crazy. 20-ish people have gotten 96% and above that cleared the specific Epsilon Dan course. That's pretty impressive. Okay, now that's the context that I need. Holy fuck, dude. Okay, Underjoy's, wait. In Underjoy's Ellen Dan courses, the Dans go in this order. Underjoy's first through 10th Dan, for players at the beginner level to the long note skill set, to players with some level of proficiency on long notes. 11th Yoke Dan, 12th Yurugure Dan, 13th Yoru Dan, 14th Yami Dan, 15th Yume Dan. For players at a proficient level of Ellen capability, to the top players who excel extremely in long notes. Wait, so this goes above the 10th difficulty? But it doesn't reach alpha level? Or is this just a separate, like, difficulty system in general? Okay, I myself only have an A rank on the last map. It's incredibly hard. It is a separate. It is different. It is a separate. Okay. So, how Dans typically function is under this difficulty system. For Underjoy specific Dan courses, they have difficulties going from 1 through 15. And they don't have this whole alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon thing. You can think of alpha as like the 11th Dan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Oh. Interesting. In Transcendence's Celestial Dan project, the Dans go in this order. Beginner 1 through 5 for people who have never played rhythm games before. Intermediate 1 through 5 for people getting used to Mania. Expert 1 through 5 for people at an intermediate level. Mastery 1 through 5 for people at an advanced level. Ascension 1 through 5 for experienced players. Transcendence 1 through 5 for incredibly experienced to the top Mania players. Singularity 1 through 5 for the best of the best. Yo, this sounds eerily similar to what's it called? To Shrinova. Yeah. You can think of alpha as remember, these are packs. Yeah, beginner 1 would be a beat map pack of like four difficulties or something. Or maybe it was 3 for transcendences stuff. Beginner 2 would be a map pack of 3 or 4, etc., right? Yeah. Okay, anyways. Other rhythm games like Archaea, Sound Voltex, 2DX, Dance Dance Revolution, My, and more are also have Dan courses. Osu Catch and Osu Taiko actually have Dan courses as well. I know someone has tried making an Osu standard Dan course. Do I even have those collections still? They might be on a different installation of Osu. But I remember specifically playing like a Dan course. That was interesting. Okay. Comparison the difficulty between Dan Reform and Celestial projects. What the? Transcendence's Dan course level, rough estimation. Reform / Shoegazer, Melody, Dan Celestial. Oh, this is like kind of comparing the difficulties of where they are. So on the Reform Dan system, that would be equivalent to the Celestial Dan system's Mastery 4, basically. Okay, that's interesting. And then over here, fucking hell. This is just, the left column is just some arbitrary thing just to sort stuff. So when you start getting to Alpha, that would be Ascension 2. Beta is somewhere between Ascension 2 and Ascension 3. Gamma level difficulties would be between Ascension 4 and Ascension 5. Delta would be around Transcendence 2. Also in between Extra 6 and Extra 7. For the Melody Dan system. And Epsilon would be Singularity 1. So Singularity 5 is so difficult that it doesn't even encapsulate Epsilon anymore. That's like a step above. At least that's the goal behind it, right? What the fuck, man? Alright, in your stream you raised a few questions regarding to maps and quality control. How are the maps considered into a Dan? In DD Mythical's 4K Dan Reform, they had a team of chart pickers and playtesters to help balance the course. Are they custom mapped or picked out? No clue for DD Mythical's 4K Dan Reform. Yet, we'll need to ask people who are involved in Dan Reform as DD Mythical has disappeared from the community. What the fuck? Wait. Oh. Oh, move camera. My bad. Yes. Yes. For Transcendence's Celestial Dan project, they have a team of charters and playtesters of all skill levels, but they also handpick maps that were already created. If they are picking out, what specifically about them aside from patterning? Most of the Dan courses are chosen based on the following criteria. Song quality. Poor quality can reduce interest and accessibility of the Dans. Balanced pattern difficulty within each map. If one section is too difficult, other sections are just accuracy gain parts, which prevents proper skill measurement. In the case of Mania, this includes balance between both hands. And originality. Overlapping patterns in the same Dans are minimized to make players learn and test the various skills from various patterns. Additionally, in the case of Transcendence's Celestial Dan project, only Osu originals and music producers from the project are used, following current Osu song guidelines. Yo, this Transcendence dude sounds like the fucking goat. What the hell? Is there an algorithm to determine the maps included, or do they use specific tests? It is 0% algorithm, 100% community feedback. When a map is considered into a Dan, they'll ask people who are capable enough to test play it through their previous Dan reform skill and ask them about the difficulty to help gauge the difficulty better and to rework any sections that had too little or too much difficulty. So it's kind of similar to how the Geometry Dash demons list. Can we have a link to the document? Here. Interesting. What drives the community to give a shit about these Dans? The flawed star rating system. So true. Pull Discord back up. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Silicosis says Luminal and Tachyon are from a different Dan series. I forgot to talk about it. This is currently around the skill level I'm at right now, which is Delta or Transcendence 2. Tricky is in Gamma or Ascension 5 or Tachyon V3. I don't know what the 50.5 means. That Transcendence is literally here. Yo! He's in the group chat. That's dope, dude. Why is this so overcomplicated? I think the issue is that, like, because anyone can do it, like, there are probably multiple different Dan systems. These are probably just the most popular / most respected ones. But, like, the fact that this document needs to be made shows that it only really gets understood once you get to, like, once you really get into the community. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, he helped a little with the doc. These are just the most popular ones. Yep, that makes sense. Anyone can really create a Dan system. Most people probably don't give a shit about yours unless you have like some sort of credibility to like make people give a shit. Unless the game makes an official Dan course, everything is unofficial. So what if we did make an official Dan course? Wouldn't that be sick? Fuck the star rating system. OSU exams. Guys, hold up. After stream, I need to study so that I may pass the OSU standard Dan. Hey guys, what are we talking? Fuck the star rating system. Dio, do you know anything about Dans? I was talking about how like what's called the roundtable booth at Level Up EXO attracted a lot of OSU Mania players and other rhythm game VSRG players who just booted up OSU Mania. And so after talking with Deadroad, he was like, yo, dude, we should definitely expand into OSU Mania. Probably wouldn't be too difficult as all we really need is just a tournament format and then like commentators and stuff. Since like all of the infrastructure for like the live stream would basically be the same. And so like, yeah. So then Milk Teaism came into my chat and was like, yo, dude, we need to have OSU Dans. And I'm like, I remember someone saying Dans, but I didn't know anything about them outside of like my one time trying out some OSU standard Dan system, which I thought was fun for a time being, but then it died. So like I heard that like in OSU Mania, Dans are like very prevalent, very well respected. And I'm like, why? So then these guys came together and put together this giant ass document for me to check out. So yeah. Yeah, some people even have like compilations of maps and they are like how to be like Dress Surf, kind of in a Dan format. The Dress Surf Dan. If you can pass this, you are Dress Surf. It isn't well respected, but it is known. Some people don't take the Reform Dan seriously. Damn. Dan, fuck. Okay. Anyways. Where was I? Here. Yes. So this is where we consider this is where we were like, okay, it's kind of like the demons system, the demon system in Geometry Dash. Very cool. What drives the community to give a shit about these Dans? Flawed star rating system. Since the OSU Mania star ratings is flawed, preferring jump trills and Ellen-oriented high-density patterns. It isn't really a viable way to gauge the difficulty of a map. Fun fact, there's actually an SV Dan course series, but it's deleted now. SV is something like that polyrhythm video you watched. Mania star rating is funny. Ah, yes, of course. Okay, so these are jump trills. They look like streams, except you use 2 fingers, and you just alternate between them with 2 hands. Looks legit. It isn't really high. Some 7-star maps tend to be easier than some 5-star maps. One example is a Million PP, a 5.78 star, incredibly difficult to be consistent on. Every top player attempting it, yet no one has managed to get an SS on it yet. This could most likely be applied to standard as well. Yes, there are some 7-star maps, even 8-star maps that are just very, very simple patterning. Whereas there are some 5-star maps that could be very technical with like rotating squares and back and forths that you can't cheese. That require a lot of micro movements and controlled movements that are severely underweight. So yes, this does apply to standard. The star rating system is fucked. Unrankable maps due to guidelines. The map guidelines have made it difficult for certain maps to be ranked due to its requirements, which can affect a player's skill in certain playstyles, such as speed. The Dan system helps filter out maps that have been graveyarded, but have high quality mapping compared to chatting. Poorly charted maps allowing the player to improve further as compared to only sticking with maps that have ranked or loved labeled alongside them. This makes sense because a lot of people look to the star rating system in terms of like, okay, I just passed a 4-star map. Let me try passing a 4.5-star map and using that as like a benchmark to like challenge themselves. So yes, this makes sense because this would be a more accurate system to allow them to have a very streamlined approach to challenge themselves and push themselves to improve. So that's dope. A way to gauge difficulty. Some people actually use the DANs as an example to help gauge the difficulty of a map. One such example is a 7K mapper named Aki. In their map descriptions, they will often have a difficulty rating for each of their maps based on both the 7K and 4K DAN system. Wait, that's dope. Even the mappers are in on it. They're like, yo, dude, I just made this map. Screw Osu's star rating system. Here's what it should be. And they use other people's systems to basically benchmark it. I'm assuming they involve those people. Like, they ping Transcendence to be like, yo, what do you think this would be on the Transcendence Dan system? Or something like that. That's dope. This is just map pooling, but without the tournament context. Dio, is there like a standardized system? Is there like a master spreadsheet of like maps that challenge certain skill sets that increase in difficulty and shit? Try to simulate it on your keyboard or something. I'm just clueless about standard. I can maybe correlate some stuff with Mania to standard. I had an ad, so I didn't know what was said. Oops. Yo, chat, any gifters? Any gifters? There's a huge map pool database, but it's not sorted by skill set like this. This feels more in-depth in terms of labeling. Labeling has pros and cons, but this is cool regardless, I think. Oh! Dio, can I see that? Can I see the huge map pool database? Is that public? All right. What makes these DANs so interesting? Personal. Oh shit. Just scroll down. This has a shit ton of tournament resources in general. Awesome-osu.subject.moe. Awesome Osu tournaments. This is a collection of useful tools and resources for managing an Osu tournament. Holy fuck. Map pool. Badge tournaments 2019 5-digit only. Badge tournaments 2020, badge tournaments 2021, badge tournaments 2022. Maps listed by skill set. OSU Tournament Map Database. OSU Tournament Union Map Pool Database Tool. There's a fucking union? Holy fuck! Now they just called it that? Oh, okay. It's a full-fledged like search system. Oh, what the hell is this? Ah, this is what I was expecting. Just a giant ass spreadsheet. Woo! It really is a giant ass spreadsheet. Holy fuck! Yo! Yo! Wait, this is so sick. Okay, I gotta... I'm saving this. That's dope. That's fucking dope, dude. Silicosis, welcome to the Yosu standard community. Fucking hell. Chat, bookmark this link if you want. Hell yeah, man. You literally saw it 2 months ago and had the same reaction? There's no way, dude. I've never seen this website in my entire life. Deadroad, find the clip. I swear, dude. There's no way. Not the website? Oh, are you talking about just the map pools? Like the map pool spreadsheet? Might have seen the map pool spreadsheet. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what makes these DANs so interesting? A personal achievement. The DAN system can be used as a sort of goal for OSU standard players, like what Mania players do, instead of having them aim for plays on certain star ratings, which are relatively inconsistent and quite flawed as a difficulty system, and allow them to accelerate improvement. Sorry, I just read that and it just didn't stick. The DAN system can be used as a sort of goal for OSU standard players, like what Mania players do, instead of having them aim for plays on certain star ratings, which are relatively inconsistent and quite flawed as a difficulty system, and allow them to accelerate improvement. Yes, of course. DAN courses in other rhythm games. One such example of a DAN course in another rhythm game is DDR's Supernova's infamous Boss Rush SN2. A course consisting of 5 different songs that took 11 years to be cleared. The final song, Pluto Relinquish, oh shit, was incredibly infamous for its tricky slowdowns, speed-ups, and most notably the final section of the map with tons of 200 BPM crossover patterns, causing many runs in Boss Rush SN2 to die a couple notes before the end. If you need more context on the difficulty, there are crossovers. Take a close look at how his feet cross one another. There's actually a video specifically on Boss Rush SN2 made by Etny, so you can go search that up on YouTube if you want to look through for more context. I had a goal for 2 years, which was to clear Delta Dan, and it actually happened like last year, and I got distracted with other modes. (2021 to 2023) Delta is dead. The 2-year-long grind is over. Delta is no more. It's over. What the fuck? Of course, this is I Am Chris for Life.
That's 18 MFC number 10. Double digit 18 MFCs. Let's fucking go.
What the fuck, man? Etny is gone? Dude. Crossover patterns. He's doing track and field content? Yeah, he does sports content now. It's pretty dope. Runner boy. Yeah. Alright, let's take Epsilon Dan from DD Mythical's 4K Dan Reform as another example. This Dan was originally created as an impossible joke Dan course with ridiculous difficulty at the time, and no one had thought it would ever be possible. I'll explain the absurdity of the maps below. We need more people to do this, man. We genuinely need more people to do this. Everyone, the whole sentiment right now is to try to map for the players. Nah, dude, fuck the player. Make some insane shit. Cause the controversy of, oh my god, impossible beat map was just ranked in Osu. And then let's come back 5 years later. Fucking hell. I'm sick and tired of maps being like ranked and then immediately there's like 18 different FCs that are now new top plays for them. Fuck. Where's the grind? Give me the grind. Anyways. Rose Quartz 1.3x. For the first of the four, the Jack map in the Epsilon Dan had a barrage of 380 BPM chord Jack patterns. If you didn't have the arm stand-up for this, you would have a really bad time playing Epsilon Dan. Think of it like 190 BPM single tapping super spaced worm streams. It's okay. Easy for Evaxa. No one in the Mania community knows what that statement is. Forgotten 1.4x, the second map, consisting of incredibly technical patterns at 350 BPM with 1/8, 1/10, and even 1/12 snappings on top of that, which are incredibly draining long jacks at 175 BPM. Chat, a jack is just like single tapping a stream, right? It's like single tapping 175 BPM stream, right? No wonder Mania players are fucking speed demons. God damn it, dude. If you literally just took a Mania player's left hand, they would probably be in the top literally 0.00001% of speed players. I'm an all mode player. Hi. Holy fuck. Well, yeah, but they don't have to worry about aim, bro. When you're at a high enough level, your aim and your tapping are separated. Like they act independently. But anyways, Mario Paint, the third map specializing in pure speed, has 400 BPM streams in the chart non-stop, essentially turning you into a human vibrator. People often find this the hardest map in the course due to how easy it is to column block and lose immense amounts of accuracy. Standard terms, note locking. You're telling me that Mania has note lock? What? Oh my god. Etney quit making rhythm game content. He's moved on to another channel. Yes, of course. Yeah, I know Etney. I have him on Discord as well. He's cool. And for the final map, we have Hitsugi to Futago 1.25x. This map, the stamina map, often killed many Epsilon Dan runs that made it here, with consistent 344 BPM dense jump streams with 1/12 bursts in the middle of the non-stop dense jump streams to throw off your consistency. Fast forward to April 2020, Muyuka, still currently the #1 Mania player for the 4-key mode, has been grinding Epsilon Dan. Originally a joke course, soon enough actually seemingly possible. Out of nowhere, on the 11th of April in 2020, history happens. Wait, is he actually in his underwear? What the fuck? His shorts seem a little bit too short. This entire section, his accuracy is just going down. Yo, he barely saves it at the end. Nah, bro is definitely in his underwear, dude. I'm an A rank on this map. Twins, I paused. Mood you caught. He thought he didn't clear at first and grabbed his phone. Then he realized he cleared and freaked out. He was 0.03% away from failing. Yeah, because the minimum is 96%. Wait, where the hell did the comments section go? What the fuck? What is this UI? Oh my god. Okay. For people who likes to trying to expose me with stupid stuff because I'm a cheater in some way, here's an explanation for the two things you're suspecting about. Intro of Mario Paint is mirrored, so he was definitely editing the map to make it easier. What the fuck? Well, the day before I made the run, I tried to mirror Mario Paint in Hitsugi to see how would my performance be. Blah, blah, blah. This drama, I don't care. Why are standard players so weak at tapping compared to Mania players? Aim game versus tapping game. Because Mania players only learn tapping, aiming doesn't exist. They single tap 180 BPM streams. So the thing is, aim matters more than tapping. Whereas in Mania, tapping matters more than, well, aim doesn't even exist, right? So players are spending a lot more of their mental resources and their physical, like, brain cells on making sure that they aim correctly, because one single miss ruins the run. Whereas in Mania, your consistency and your speed and your accuracy matters above all else, right? Accuracy doesn't really mean, well, maybe it's starting to mean more, but accuracy doesn't really mean much in OSU Standard. So I feel like because of that, there aren't many players who really have the incentive to full send on speed. At least until recently with, like, you know, the speed meta. Did you know Etne is a former Osumania champion? Wait, seriously? Etne even played in the World Cup? How do you spell his name? E-I-T-E-N-N-E? But. E-T-I-E-N-N-E. Am I dumb? XC. E-T-I-N-N-E-X-C. Did bro get banned? E-T-I-E-N-N-E-X-C. Holy fuck. Yo! Retired from this game only on Eterna. Damn. That's crazy. Wait, on Team United States? What the fuck? Wait, I thought the US sucks at Mania. I thought it was all like Japan and South Korea. Holy fuck? Did he carry? This is 4-key? Oh. What the fuck? They're different World Cups by key? By keys? Is there a 4-key World Cup, a 7-key World Cup, an 8-key World Cup, a 5-key World Cup, and only 4 and 7-key? That's fucked up. Alright, anyways. Now, imagine how hype it would be if we had stuff like this in OSU Standard. Why should it be implemented for OSU Standard? Click here to go back to the point. Same thing also applies here. Personal achievement. Oh. Estimation of a player's skill. The dance system can also be used as another estimator of player skill when pushed to their maximum capacity. That's pretty much most of it. If you have any more questions, let me know. Silicosis. I hope this gives you an idea how you can implement a similar idea into a standard or something. I don't know. Obviously, there's going to be other concerns. That's probably for another time to talk about. It's about stuff related to the downsides regarding DANs. I'll talk about it in detail in the group chat. 6. Where can I get these Dan courses? Here are links to different Dan courses if you want to look through them. I suck at Mania, so. Jack Dan spreadsheet. What in the... God, rhythm gamers are a different breed, man. can't even say anything because like OSU standard players will do the exact same shit. Imagine an outsider just looking in on this and seeing all these spreadsheets made over a fucking video game sub difficulty that isn't even official. Holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. From D Diamond. Round table Mania win. Yo! Wait, this was at Conquest. Yo, he was at Conquest? Damn. This document was made in the span of 4 hours today. From Silicosis. One thing I want to say, chat, why do you guys keep putting me on the fucking TV? What are you guys doing, bro? I swear to God, there is absolutely no chance I have the capability to be ET. You guys are spreading misinformation. I am not ET. Y'all, and my profile picture is not a trumpet at all. I swear to God, it is literally a combination of the 10th Dan symbol and the beta Dan symbol. I swear to God, you got. This is dope. Thank you guys for putting this together. Our objective with the roundtable is to service the entire OSU community someday. OSU Standard just happens to be the best chance of us doing it, only because OSU Standard is the most popular game mode. And at the end of the day, what really matters when it comes to these events is player turnout. And since OSU Standard is the most popular, it's the highest likelihood we can make something like this work, right? If we can encompass the OSU Mania community, because I know the Mania community is also popping, although a fraction of the Standard community, I feel like it has this unique positioning where it can incorporate other vertical scrolling rhythm games, and we could see some pretty banger performances. I personally wouldn't be able to understand it, but I feel like if we have the right commentators who can make it accessible for OSU Standard players, then it could be very interesting. So yeah, very cool, very cool. Also, I heard that multi-accounting in OSU Mania is a nightmare to keep track of, because in OSU Standard, it's impossible for someone to just like register in the game and instantly be able to play 5 stars. It's just impossible, right? Well, some 5 stars maybe, all right? But like, it's basically impossible, right? It's a separate beast of its own. But when it comes to Mania, there's like Step Mania, that's what I was thinking of. Step Mania, there's Sound Voltex, there's 2DX, there's all these different vertical scrolling rhythm games that at least the reading would be able to fundamentally transfer over, right? So like someone could genuinely register an OSU account, log on, play OSU Mania, and genuinely be one of the best players in the game immediately off the bat. So like, how the fuck does OSU Mania combat multi-accounting? I don't think there is a solution, dude. I think it's just doomed. So I feel like when it comes to live events, that could actually like set things apart. Where like, you know, a person shows up, they've never played OSU, but you know that they're the fucking GOAT because you're seeing it live, you know? Someone got top 10 in Mania in the span of 17 hours? 17 hours? Holy fuck. Butonic? Yo, I feel like this would be something that like some OSU documentary tuber would make a video on. OSU Mania ranker multiplayer #1 dresser Butonic Daily K. Damn it. Willie, get on that. Get on that shit. Come on, Willie. New kids don't remember ABC Dula. This is like the equivalent of like OSU Standard players saying, "Oh, the new gen don't even know who Cyclone is. They don't know who HVIC is. They don't know who Angel Sim is." I'll be honest, I don't even know who Cyclone is. I just know he was #1 for a time being, and he was from the US, I think. Hakure Rimu? Dude, I was there for his unban. I remember when he first got unbanned, and I was like, who is this guy? And then I saw his stream, and I'm like, yo! And then I started using his skin, and I was like, yo! Oh, God. They don't remember Sayonara by? I only know that person by name. I also know that they were like a DT player, and that's it. They don't remember Dungeon? I do also only remember Dungeon by name. I'm also kind of new gen. Hey, is there a link to the Dan doc? Yeah, I'll link it in the chat if you guys want to check it out. Butonic is now top 10 in Mania, gaining 23,376 PP after just 6 days of playing. Global ranking 827 6 days ago. Update. Butonic is now 9th at 23,512 PP. Bro does not have a single pass below 6 stars. Lamau. Star ratings are different in Mania if I'm not wrong. Like 4 to 5 stars is just a hell. And 1-star leaderboard mostly don't even have too many modifiers. Yeah, 6-star Mania 6-star takes some serious skill to pass. The thing about mods is different though. None of them increase score. Hard Rock isn't even ranked. Leaderboard farmers going for 1 mil on really low star rating will have to use DT to save time more than anything. When BMS Pro tries Osumania, gone right. White Cat win unbanned. He created his account in 2012. He even has some standard players from 11 years ago. Fucking hell, dude. He's now number 3 with only 4,727 play count is 148 hours of playtime. Does he still actively play? No way, right? Chris Osu, what's up, dude? Rocker, yo, that's a classic. All right, chat. I should probably get going. Oh, what the fuck? Etne EXC played in a Mania World Cup a long while ago. Etne XC, dude, help this guy, bro. USA is top level. USA is top level. 7 key is a lot of South Korea, but 4 key is mainly USA. But like Mania has like 3 different people, 3 different countries, I mean, that can win. Yeah, 7 key, you've been seeing the Philippines. Kibitz! Wait, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know Kibitz. Okay, yeah, I seen this video. I thought you meant that Kibitz was a top player, but then you were referring to his video. I was about to fucking say, dude. Yeah, that video was really fucking good. Did Kibitz ever do anything else, dude? Kibitz had so much potential as like an Osu content creator. Did he stop? OMT4 trailer. I made the Yoasobi songs compilation. This keyboard changed Osu forever. Osu is changing. This can never be done again in Osu. I got my 11,000th SS on this. And then there was the Osu match that shocked the world. Ah. Dude, this is so tragic. He had 2 bangers and then and then the rest of his videos weren't able to keep up. This is tragic. Kivitz is bullying, really? Fuck. Korjak, Joker, and Cyclone of Jax are self-explanatory by the name. One of the people who made the doc was lol. That was pretty much the entire doc. Lol. If you ever want to try the Mania skin, sometimes here's a Mania skin. I think I'm good, bro. I'm shit at Mania, dude. Look at the Mania leaderboard and their play counts. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, they're grinders like Ruka, 50,000 play count. Yu Jion-u, 58. Stink God, 70k play count, only to get eclipsed by these losers. I'm just kidding. What about Osu Standard? What's it like? It's in the hundreds of thousands! What the fuck? Wait, what's my play count? I'm on page 3, right? Ugh. Wait, can you sort by play count? Who has the most play count? Fuck me, dude. Damn. Life of a DT player, I guess. Life of a DT speed maxer. Holy fuck. 362,000 play count. Yo. Has anyone hit 400k? No way, right? Osu 420? What's Osu 420's play count? It's probably not that much. He's pretty new to the game, right? Play count? Only 155,000. It's not that bad. I think Silver might have the most. 438? No way. Wait, is this Silver? What's his account now? Silver 15. Ah. Wait, why did he change his name from Silver to Silver 15? The fuck? Because he won in OWC in 2015, Silver 15? No, you should keep Silver, dude. I'm not going to rename myself to BTMC 20. The fuck? Do you guys actually use Osu search to find profiles? I literally Google it, Silver Osu. It's sad that Google actually works better than Osu's in game or in like Osu's own search system. All right, anyways, what else was here? I have no clue, but it reminds me of when Butonic found out about Osu. Dude has been playing 2DX BMS longer than most players have been like existing. People thought he was a cheater, but when he was a 2DX BMS player who just happened to stumble upon Osu and decided, yeah, let me play this game real quick, and got top 10. Also, if you want to know a bit more about how fucked Mania star rating is, someone made a tweet about it. More people should talk about how fundamentally flawed Osu Mania's combined key mode rankings are. You can't objectively compare the difficulty of each key mode, so why does the global default ranking weigh all key modes? It's so outdated, but I want to discuss solutions. The main global ranking, the only one with a rank graph, combines all key modes to display PP against all other players of all other key modes. PP aids in representing skill and skill progression, thus this implicitly causes comparison between players between key modes. This ruins the validity of Osu Mania rankings because, as said before, comparison between key modes is fundamentally flawed. 7-key and 4-key share the same PP system, but 7-key has access to 5, 6, and 7 node cores, and being able to exploit the same PP system in ways 4 keys cannot. To understand the greater weighting of 7-key Osu Mania raw PP compared to 4-key, 7-key only players make up a significant minority of global 4 and 5 digits, but a majority of 3-digit and all of 2 and 1 digits from Muka. And just to add, combined rankings aren't good at ranking 4-key against 7-key anyway. Boji, an amazing player in 1-digit in 4-key and 7-key, gains 73 raw PP from 4K. I don't believe that is a little merited in combined ranking. What should be done to fix this? And there's many ways, but my only idea, 4-key only rankings, 7-key only rankings, and combined rankings should all have separate sections with their own rank graphs and top 100s. Since PP helps to be contextually relevant to a player's progression, since rank graphs for each key mode allows for a much more sound representation of such, people can pick their main key mode, either 7-key, 4-key, or combined, like you do with game modes. I can continue, but this thread is already very long. I hope some people feel the same way about these rankings at least. There may be much better ideas than I discussed. Of course, this is expected from a tweet I didn't put much thought into, just want to start discussions. So, yes, I see the problem, but this once again falls into the system of how do you create a system that is simple to understand, easy to engage with, but accurately represents player skill? That will never be perfect. The current system definitely is not perfect. Definitely has many flaws. But the only solutions to it will make it just more complicated to understand. Because I'm sure from many people who don't know much about Osu, like having them need to understand why 7 key and 4 key is different when all they want to know is who is the best Mania player. It's tough. You know, it's tough. And then that's when gatekeeping happens because, oh, you don't understand. You only think this because it's what people tell you, but you'll know of all these other intricacies. And it's like, fuck, man. That's so annoying. But like, this doesn't at all represent skill. A lot of people on page 1 ranks are worse than me at 4 key, and I'm a 4 digit. So that's when the meta comes in. The meta for Osu Mania rankings is 7 key. And just is what it is. Of course, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to defend the current system. I'm just saying is that like this shit is hard, man. It's hard for a reason.